Okay, I think we have had enough of this. Let's do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us start the reason why we are here. Let's do this, okay? So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to JMK podcast. Like I promised last time, we'll not be playing music on the background while I was speaking so that you guys can hear. My people are very, very intelligent, and the people who follow this page are one of the intelligent people in Zambia, and they listen to this conversation and they actually make decisions on themselves. So we talk facts, we talk things which government do not tell you, because the aim of the government is to control you and also to amplify the little things they have done and hide all their mistakes. But you and I were very wise. We will research, do our own findings other than what the EPND is telling us. Okay, we also try to compare the facts between the opposition and the ruling government, and because of that we come up with the truth. Okay, I have a comment from Mr. Frank Mlenga. This one is my old friend. Okay, yeah. So the question is, what's your take on politics in public places such as bus stations? So my take on this one is that bus stations, public spaces, markets, and gathering areas like Stadium, these places must not have politics, must not have cadres at all. These places should be free and should be functioned and be controlled by people who are qualified, such as the Lusaka City Council and whoever is actually in charge of these bus stations. There should not be cadres. So for me, whether in UPND government or in the next government of Blani Mondewide, I do not subscribe or support anything that will do or that will bring capitalism back in these stations, because we have seen what capitalism has done. It infringes on people's rights, okay? I think we've seen this gospel Mr. Ichtem has kept singing, even if it has ended, but I know that in UPN there's still a lot of cadres who are causing and disturbing people in the markets. But the point is, I do not support cadres in the stations, I do not support cadres in the markets or in the stadiums. Okay, so let it be controlled by people who are qualified for these jobs, like such as the council. Okay, so that's my my direction. My direction is that I would prefer bus stations, markets, and all other public gathering places be controlled by the state through qualified individuals, which is through the central government, not on the loyal part cadres. You should know that cadres do not work for anybody apart from the ruling government, and when the ruling government goes, those cadres loses power. So whatever they do is only for their interests and interests of the party and not interest of the public. Yeah, so that's my take on that one. So once more, like I said, we'll be discussing elections and also the campaigns, how they are going. We'll also be looking at why people want change, okay? You can actually see that people want change. And also be looking at a little bit of history. For some of you who don't know, in Zambia, Zambians are one of the most educated people, most intelligent people across the 73 tribes we have in Zambia. When Zambians make up their mind that they want to remove you because you have failed them, they will do it. And to be honest, if for the UPND, you guys who are in power today, you should know that there's nothing you're going to do which is going to change people, Zambian people's minds. To them, you have failed. Even if you bring Evan today, they're still not going to vote for you. That's the truth. If you think I'm lying, let's go back to the past. When Rupia Banda was losing elections, Rupia Banda did everything. He built tarmacs in Karingaringa. In most places, within 90 days of those elections, guess what happened? He still lost. Okay? When Lungu was about to lose elections, Lungu did everything except people did not approve it. He even attempted to actually amend the constitution through Bill 10. It failed. Thank God. And whatever he did at the far end, he did a lot of things, including the bringing of debt swap, where civil servants who are worked by the government that gets that money and pays to people they borrow money from. It is a good idea, but since it came on the day of vote, it did not matter to Zambians who wanted change, because they grew tired of capitalism, they grew tired of corruption, they grew tired of misbehavior of officials and some cadres of the PF then, just like they have grown tired and sick of the UPND and the behavior of the cadres in UPND who are causing mayhem everywhere. So far, for some of you don't know, UPND has killed 5 people in this campaign. And the reasons why they have been killed is very useless or minute reasons. One of the reasons, a person was killed in Kanyama for only playing a BM8 and Makebi Zulu song. Now, those of you who say UPND did not have cadres, I disagree with you. Yes, the president has pronounced he doesn't want cadres, but his pronouncement and acting are totally 2 different things. Let's not go very far. A driver to an independent candidate in Magoye, Southern Province, was killed. By who? By the angels. You know the angels, right? The UPND cadres are actually angels in today's world, because whatever wrong they do, according to the Mr. President, Mr. Ichirema, he does not say anything, which simply means he supports what they do. And many people have lost their lives, but when Mr. Ichirema goes to a podium to condemn the PF who is in alliance with, in case you don't know, Mr. Ichirema is actually in alliance with the PF under the president of Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa is the PF president, and he moved with a lot of officials of PF to UPND, and today they're in alliance. But Mr. Ichirema has continued to insult the PF day in, day out, when the president of PF is next to him. This is crazy, you know. This is very much crazy. I've never seen such craziness in this world. If Ichirema, Mr. Ichirema had the credibility to even insult or refer to the past, which is the PF, he, first of all, he was not supposed to accept the alliance between the PF and the UPND. But these two are in alliance. But imagine you're in an alliance or partnership, and then your partner keeps insulting you. I don't know. Mr. Mao Sampa must be a strong man. Maybe he's also Nshima Tweka. Or he works for Nshima in UPND. He's broke and he's got a lot of cases. That's one of the reasons why he went to UPND. But the UPND are insulting them day and night. Of course, they're being given money. You can see Mr. Mao Sampa keeps splashing money on online. They will give, you pay the $100, $200, he keeps giving money. No money coming from the UPND. UPND has got access money. Okay, so what are we gonna do? The best, let us show Mr. Ichirema, the UPND, the Mao Sampa, and all these fake prophets like Siawan is a fake prophet, and many fake prophets who have prophesied that the church is winning. Let us show them that actually they do not determine the outcome of Zambia's election. Zambia's election are determined by Zambians. All right. So if we vote Mr. Ichirema out, you're going to prove that those papas are fake. You're also going to show Mao Sampa that you cannot insult a person who felt pity for you when you were last. You should remember that Mao Sampa at one point had a party called the Orange Party, yes. This party went into alliance with the UPND back then. I think that was around 2016, okay, when he left PF. Okay, so he went there. That alliance never worked. Okay, when he went with his own political party, the alliance never worked. He was against the PF and all sorts of that. In 2017, it should be 2016, yeah, he came back to PF, and Mr. Edgar Chagolungu felt pity for him and he welcomed him back, and then he was given a portfolio to stand as a mayor of Lusaka. That's where Mr. Mao Sampa is coming from. Yes, Mr. Mao Sampa is very much related to Mr. Michael Sata. I think it's one of the reasons why he's been so lucky in manipulating the PF and so on. But what he has done, he is part of the people who wanted to kill PF completely. And killing PF meant that destroying democracy in Zambia. Look, nobody wants PF to come back to power. But if you vote for UPND, definitely PF is going to come back to power. Because the people who migrated, or people in alliance with the UPND, are actually the PF, whether you like it or not. They could have not moved with the structures, because the structures know that actually Mao Sampa was sponsored by the state to actually cause confusion in PF, and at the end of the day, it takes the party to UPND. And the UPND, they are very much responsible for killing the PF. They started with Chawinga, Mao Sampa, and vice versa like that, until the PF was gone. But PF is not really gone. It was claimed back by Mao Sampa, and Mao Sampa took it back to the UPND, the master, who actually asked him to bring it, thinking that now that I've done this, Mr. H. hoped that he will not have opposition in 2026 if only he can kill PF, but he cheated himself because he didn't know what was in the minds of Zambians. Today, okay, Mr. Mundubile was born 3 months ago in terms of politics, okay? His political party was born 3 months ago. For some of you who don't know. Mr. Mundubile tried to stand, they wanted to use FDD as a purpose vehicle. But FDD all of a sudden was dragged to court. Sean Tembo's political party was turned into a church. That's what the UPND Mingrat was doing. They tried everything to stop Makepi Zulu and Mundubile from standing. But guess what? These two are actually lawyers, are state councils. They are very clever. They are 10 steps ahead than Mr. Ichlem and his entire UPND. They succeeded, there we are. NLP in UP is a child who was born 3 months ago politically. But today, the pressure it's given Mr. Ichlema, it has made Mr. Ichlema to go back and do revision on campaigns. The man campaigned for the last 4 years. And we heard Mr. Boko, the president of Botswana, say that a president who does not work, he will campaign harder. The man is so bitter. Mr. Ichlema is very bitter, such that he's more bitter than the opposition. Such that he's insulting wherever he goes. He's saying all these big things. And one thing which I've not liked so much about Mr. Ichlema has used crocodile to mean evil in Zambia. Now, for some of you who don't know, crocodile is a symbol of the Bemba people. You know that. I mean, all those things come from the crocodile. Crocodile is a loyal animal to the Bemba kingdom. And you know that the Bembas are the largest in Zambia. Like in terms of numbers of tribes, Bembas are supposed to be number 1, followed by other tribes, maybe the Easterners. But Mr. Ichlema has used the crocodile to actually paint evil of this animal and refers them to the opposition. There is a saying in Tonga, at Kamnyamla Mabege Basimandola Wawola. Basimandola Wawola, these Mandolas are actually were being referred to the Bemba people. Okay, because in the 80s, most Bembas used to come to the mines and got women from the Tongas, like, I mean, married Tongas women, and Bemba people have always been referred to, on a joking way, on a lighter note, they have always been referred to thieves in one or another, but in a joking way. But Mr. Ichlema has taken that serious, now is insulting the Bembas themselves, because the crocodile is their symbol, and saying that Ingwena is the opposition, it simply means he's saying the opposition are crocodiles. Who wants to eat? Now, when we look at this crocodile, it's an animal which is very, very respected in the Bemba kingdom. So each time you insult or you associate the crocodile to the opposition and the evil, just know that you're insulting the Bembas who treasure and value and respect the crocodile animal. Thank you very much for those of you who are joining me. Let me know where you're watching from. Telesa Katete, very interesting name there. Thank you very much. Robert Gibb Lungu, thank you very much. Christopher Lengwe, thank you very much. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you've got any contribution or question, please add there. This is JMK page, the Thinking Zambian, where we discuss different scenarios and news which have been going on within the week. Okay, so as we go on, these have been the campaigns. At the end, I'm going to play a lot of Emmanuel Mwamba's video where is praying and talking about and showing us how Mr. Ichlema has actually continued insulting the people of Zambia from one direction and undermine or paint a picture that he has worked so hard, when you and I know that Mr. Ichlema has not worked according to the Zambians' expectations. Yeah, it's the reason why he's campaigning so hard, because if the man really worked, I really think that he was not going to campaign so much. But since he has not worked, he is trying by all means to actually campaign and talk. He thinks that by talking so much, Zambians are going to forget about what he has actually exposed them to. He has exposed them to road shedding. He has exposed them to anger. He has failed to actually fix the economy according to the promise he made. Why? Because yes, you might say, no, the kwacha is done. But look at his reign. Within 3 to 4 years, The kwacha had collapsed. It reached almost 30. This is impossible. It can't really happen. The man was not doing anything. And what you have seen right now, today I was actually reading news from TLRT or TLRK. It's an African broadcasting news. I think it's based in Johannesburg, South Africa. It was saying that Zambian kwacha is actually facing stress. Okay, it simply means the UPND have been using what is called short-term contractionary monetary policy. What this policy does is that it removes the excess kwacha, local currency, from the circulation, so that people can start demanding for it, so that it can have a little bit of value. But this policy in economics, we use it only for a short term. But Mr. Ichilema has been using this policy. This is now 2 to 3 years now since we're approaching elections, to actually fool Zambians that actually kwacha is gaining. He said before we voted him in that by 14 hours when you vote him, the kwacha would appreciate against the dollar. Did it? No. It took him 3 to 4 years for actually kwacha to start going down. And even up to today, it has not reached where he found it in 2021. So the question is, what has he done exactly? On the positive side, he has reintroduced or made into law the free education. But we know that the free education itself is not a sensible free education, because none of his children, not even ministers, could actually take their children to this so-called free education, because it's a very useless free education. Okay? As Yawan said it, it's a useless free education. So, what do we need? Now, Brian Mundivel is coming in to propose that free education only have a meaning if it is quality and children are getting free uniforms and free books, because that was free education in KK. And that is also a meaning of free education. Today, if you go to boarding schools or you ask those who are in boarding schools, they'll tell you they're still paying. They pay about up to 1,000 to some boarding schools. I know that that's for food, but it's still paying. So free means not paying anything. But Mr. Ichilema bothered himself to even actually go and introduce free education, because what he needed to do, if he fixed the economy to the extent that the poor people in society were able to manage, okay, to buy these things, people in society would have not needed the free education, because the economy would have been performing well for everyone. Now, Mr. Ichilema only fixed the economy for him, his officials, and his business partner around the world. That's the reason why he gave KCM at a song free of charge. And we saw that the Chinese investors gave Mr. Suaniso and the obvious Morite the mine shares for free. Guys, in this world, a Chinese person can give you mine share for free. These people have been stealing and we are all sleeping. And you know, the problem is they think that we don't know what they're doing. But we do. And it shall show in these elections. Go and vote for the alternative. You cannot afford to vote for the UPND, because you can see that even in Southern Province or Zambezi region, which is Southern, Central and Western Province, people now have gotten very frustrated. It's one of the reasons why they are rejecting UPND. They have stood on independent. What is causing that is not that the UPND they just don't like it. No, the UPND has failed to deliver nothing. It's one of the reasons why we have so many independents in the Zambezi region today. Okay? People think that standing not on UPND is more lucrative, can actually bring more development than standing on UPND. These are the facts. You can see what has the UPND done in Western Province from the time they took power. Now they are promising to have international airport. What economic activity have they implemented in Western Province which would enable people to go and jump in that international airport? Those international airports Mr. Ichilema is promising to build in each and every province. It's for him and those businessmen around the globe who come and get resources and minerals from all these provinces. It's not for Zambians, because Zambians, how can they afford when the economy is very bad? They can't even afford to buy mini meal. People are eating once a day, and then you are saying you bring international airport. For who? For your friends to come and get our minerals at a song? That's very interesting. Now, interesting, very, very interesting. Now, Zambians are very reasonable. Zambians think so much. Zambians, they know who is lying and who is not. You cannot campaign so hard like Mr. Ichilema is doing today if you have worked. So, anyway, this is the phrase the PF used to use, but they still lost anyway. So, which means Zambians, when they change their mind, they change their mind. There's nothing you can do to actually reverse their mind. Okay, so enough with the Mr. Ichilema campaigns. But we have seen that recently when BM8 and another PUP went to Northwestern Province, Mr. Samakai ditched the UPND, is now part of the Brand Mundubele team. Okay, he said Mr. Ichilema called him personally to say, let us reconcile. I said, yes, you didn't vote for P7, but it's okay, we can put that in the past and work together. Mr. Samakai refused because he was mistreated. And he joined BM8. It is showing you where the future is. Staying in UPND now, you're wasting time and your votes. Move now, before it's too late. Because if you usher in UPND again, Zambians, you start eating your children. You will start eating your children. Reject UPND by voting them out. You do yourself a favor and a favor to your children, the future of your children. Look at how much he preaches tribalism. When he goes to Northern Province, he said, as Zambians, let us unite. When he goes to Southern Province, he tells them that the PF used to beat you because you come from Choma. He used to beat you because you come from Pwengwa. He used to beat you because... Who? I also challenge, just like that lady, I'll play the video later on, who is challenging Mr. Ichilema to tell us one person or two people who were beaten because they came from Choma. During the PF, there was thuggery and the cadres used to beat people, but they never beat people because of where they came from. That's a lie. That's a total lie. Okay? People were beaten there. They were not seen as people came from there. Who asked where the group of people were coming from before they beat them? All those answers, we need them. He's the president. He has got more intelligence than everybody else. He should have these things. He can't just be insinuating. Okay? So for Mr. Ichilema has been very careless in talking. He has failed to unite the country. That's the reason why you need the alternative. Look at how sober Mr. Makete Zulu and the BM8 are. They are very sober. They are not insulting. They are not insulting back. They are not disrespecting Mr. Ichilema. In fact, BM8 is the most sober-minded and a very intelligent person so far in these elections. He is not attacking anybody. He is only reminding the people of Zambia what Mr. Ichilema and the UPND promised, and they have failed to promise. And he's saying when he comes, he's going to do these things. Mr. Ichilema has failed these 5 years and it's done. Let him pack. Let us try someone else. If the BM8 also fail, they will just look for one term. That's what Zambia should do. Look at how many projects now they are commissioning and they were starting. Not even commissioning, they are starting. UPND has failed to commission any product, any project or programs. They are boasting about the dual carriageway. Dual carriageway is not being built by Zambian money. An investor came from far away, borrowed money from your country and started building. What happened to Zambian contractors? What happened to ZNS? Why didn't we empower them with this money? Since this investor is a broke investor, he's using our money to build that road. Why didn't we power one? This investor, before they even finish building the dual carriageway, they are already collecting toll fees. And they'll be eating for the next 25 years. We need the next government to come and cancel this contract. It's a very bad one. An investor cannot go to a country very broke and borrow money from that country. No, what kind of an investor is that? Is that not stealing? I think they're stealing. So, they are boasting about dual carriageway, which is not their job. They also boasted about debt restructuring. That is the job which was started by PF. Regardless whether UPND won or PF won, debt restructuring was going to be done because it's a requirement by IMF. Okay, for some of you who don't know, don't let Mr. Ichilema teach you. So Mr. Ichilema has been using a tactic to divide and rule. And this is what he's doing. He's going to divide a lot of people in Zambia so that he can rule. You know that you can only be ruled when you are weak, and when you're only weak when you're divided. So that's what Mr. Ichilema is actually playing on. He's playing victim. The same tactic he used in 2021. They staged videos. They produced staged videos. They started dancing on money. And those guys were not PF. These were UPND staged. I think we saw the other time, George Mtonga produced a video for the people he paid, he sponsored. And they said, no, we're coming back to beat you even more. Who, in his sense, would want to come back and produce such a video? It's clear that UPND used those tactics to paint the PF black. And they got it. But not this time. Zambians are awake. Because the only people who have been actually violent in this campaign is the UPND. Name it. Wherever they go, it's a UPND police, and the church himself. He can insult publicly. What will happen to the cadres? You saw those women dancing careless on church's rallies. What is happening? This country has even forgotten about morals. At least Muli Balungu, we used to even hear national morals, where we have reached the progress. In the church's government, the only thing he talks about is, I used to be beaten, I used to be chased, I used to be... When is he going to heal? The man is very bitter, as if he's in opposition. But anyway, there is hope, there's light. Vote for the right. Look at the independent. Almost all the independent are using the symbol of right. It's a sign. You don't need to be told directly. Look at the symbol. Look at the sign. God is actually has brought light in the name of these two individuals, Makebi Zulu and Mr. Mundubide. These people are coming to rescue you. These people are coming to redirect the country in the correct path. The path which we are going into is a very bad one. If we don't change the government, I promise you, Zambia, you start eating your children. Zambia will go to hell. And you will regret. 5 years is a long time to actually let Mr. Richard Malu again. He has no credibility, for he has failed to change anything. People are still buying Pamelas. This time they're very expensive. I can't believe an egg can be 3/4. 1 egg, 3/4. What the hell is happening in our country? When we were promised that these things would be cheaper. Anyway, last year, the dollar was almost 30. Okay? Now, a tray of egg in ShopRite was fetching at 70. Okay? Maybe 60. Somewhere there, 60. The dollar is now around 18. Why should the tray of egg be fetching at 70? Does it not make sense? No, inflation. Yes, we know that inflation is the rate at which prices increase. But what is happening in Zambia is actually foreign companies, foreign shops are actually stealing from Zambians. There is no way something that was $9 when the dollar was high, it can be $15 today. That's impossible, okay? Whoever is in charge of these things is not doing their job. Huh? ShopRite is not a Zambian enterprise. There's no way it should keep the same prices as last year when the dollar was too high. What is the justification? These things does not make sense, and someone must wake up there before it's too late. Anyway, we are voting them out. So I heard you people should wake up in the morning there, go and vote for BM8 in all sections. Even you, the independent candidate, those people who vote for independent candidate, make sure that your president be BM8, all right? Jacqueline Mwale, thank you very much. Let me know where you're watching from. Paul Wadia, you're also watching. Thank you very much for joining this podcast for Thinking Zambians. Yeah, I appreciate that you're here. All right. Let me just do something here. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, those are some of the things I wanted you to know before we go very far. Now, another news. So the campaigns have been going on very well, but there's so much violence. The UPND card have been the only one beating the opponents. The UPND police and the Zambian police have been sent on the illegal instructions to arrest the opposition, to block them. Calabar was blocked in the Western Province. It was blocked in another province, Mundubile. Just like that, they had to walk to the rally, to places where that used to take place in some cases. Because the UPND's president sent the police to block those people. I mean, it's unimaginable. Policy, I mean, don't take illegal instructions. And we have so many citizens, civil servants who are actually involved in politics. Get out of those politics. The UPND government to go, you will remain. What will happen to your family? You people are doing wrong things in UPND. What will happen when UPND loses power? Are you going to run away like the JJ Banda? I feel sorry for you. I really feel sorry for you. If you are doing anything wrong and you're a civil servant, stop it. Because you had the warning. Although my boss, they misinterpreted that caution. Here's what Munibile said. If you're a civil servant, don't do anything that will help UPND elections. If you're a civil servant, don't be in the active politics, because the Constitution concerning the behavior of civil servant in Article 176 and 186 clearly stipulates or guides how a civil servant must behave and how they should not involve themselves in politics. You can go and read this in the Constitution of Zambia at 176 and 186. They talk about the behavior and expectation from a civil servant. This clearly stipulates that you should not involve yourself in politics. But Mundubile was even very good. Okay, said it properly. He said, if you're a civil servant and you're in active politics, stop now. Or it will not be good for you. Because as a civil servant, you are the government. If HH will go, UPN will go, you remain. So why involve yourself in things that you know that will only bring you problems in the future? Stop it now. Focus on saving the people. Focus on cutting the day-to-day function of the government. Leave politics to politicians. People like Tabo Kwana are very bad civil servants. You don't need them in the government. There's no way. What kind of a PS is that? Who is very actively involved in politics? People like Mr. Banda from South Korea's ambassador who came publicly to say, oh, I've come to campaign for HH because Mundi will farm you when he comes to power. Already you see that you know what the Civil Service Commission or law say. So instead of you be panicking after HH loses elections, stop it now. Do what you're supposed to do. If the information is illegal, they are giving you instruction are illegal, say no. If they chase you, you will be reinstated when the new government comes in after August 13. So that's my advice to civil servants. Stop it and make sure that you play fair. Be the reason why you are there. Majori Mlenga, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Where are you watching me from? It's good to see you. Yeah, okay. So, just like I said, the violence has continued and the UPND are the one perpetuating it and the opposition not. I'm so happy that actually, for the first time, we have a very sober and non-bitter president who is BMM8 who is coming next. After August 13, Zambians, make sure you wake up in numbers, go and vote for one individual only, Brian Mundubile only. The rest, we can think about them in 2031. For now, you need change urgently. Otherwise, things will only get worse and worse. Brian Mundubile has promised that farmers hold your maize and vote for PM8. Because if you do, it's going to make sure that your 50 kg bag of maize will be selling at 500 kwacha. What does that mean? It simply means that per kg you'll be selling 10 kwacha instead of the 6 kwacha UPN is giving you. BMM8 will buy maize at 10 kwacha per kg, which simply means if you're 50 kg, you're going to have 500 kwacha. Okay, that is more profitable than selling to UPN at 6 kwacha. It will give you 347 kwacha. Okay. I think that that is more helpful. And then to some people say, no, so if maize is going to be expensive, how is BMM8 going to make meal cheaper? Now, here's the case. Before UPND came to power, minimum was at 110, 100 kwacha each. Okay? Yeah. So, how did it happen? Government used to subsidize this minimum. Okay? You should know that tax can be done very easily. You Zambians, you pay tax. You pay tax in many forms. If you didn't know, you pay tax whenever you buy anything. You pay tax when you get paid. You pay tax when you produce something. You pay tax when you sell something. So you pay so many taxes such that the government has got enough money to actually subsidize. So, Brian Mundubile, it is true, it's very much feasible that he's going to buy 50 kg bag of maize at 500 kwacha because there's enough money to do that. Okay. Another issue is that it's going to bring in dryers, maize dryers. In other developed countries and other countries with large farms, they use dryers. They don't wait for moisture content to come below. Okay. I'm saying this because recently we heard that the FRA are now starting to buy after being forced. When we know that FRA is broke. It's broke because UPND officials borrowed maize from there and they have not paid back. Whatever money they are using to do that, they are doing it because of elections and they are taking from somewhere, some part of the economy, and we'll see the effect after the elections. These are realities and I think we should not forget. Remember what we've been through, okay? Remember that at one point, Zambia did not have medicine hospitals and we had 61 containers when Sylvia Massa was the Minister of Health. And nothing has happened to her. She was just transferred from this ministry where she was collapsed to a Minister of Land. Up to now, she was still working in the ministry. Okay, 61 containers of medicine were hidden somewhere, and I'm sure most of them were even expired. But we didn't have medicine in hospitals. What kind of hearts are these? What are we dealing with? But anyway, this is your time, Zambians. Vote for change. If you don't, oh, you're on your own until 2051 when you realize again. Because sometimes the truth that comes out slowly, but when it does, it does. Lies are amplified. Look at how much money Mr. H&M is spending. He's flying everywhere at any time. We don't know where he's sleeping. And he's as hired almost all the musicians. You guys are going for concerts. I think I can no longer watch your maps, even if he says I'm coming to perform for free. I can't watch him. I'm tired of seeing him. Many Zambians are tired of seeing him. If he's performing at a certain club, I don't think I would go and pay. For what? When I've watched him so much for free. The guy has even lost value. Roberto, I had so much respect for Roberto. Going to such a politics? You see, most of these musicians are not even educated. They cannot tell me who to vote for. Because I know they're not educated. Their decision is based on what they're going to gain. Okay? It's not based on thinking or education or applying education to what will happen if they vote such the candidate they are endorsing. Most of those musicians are not even going to vote for Mr. H&M. They know deep down who they vote for. But anyway, because of money, they are doing that. I remember during PF, when the PF had all these musicians, you insulted them. Your maps became your problem. Today, your maps is a hero in Zambia because he's supporting UPND. Continue transporting cadres because it's the only thing which is making Mr. H&M popular. Otherwise, it's not. Zambians are hungry and they will rise against him on the 13th of August. All right? I don't know what will happen to these musicians when UPND lose power. You continue if you're none. You are lucky because Vladimir is the father and he does not keep grudges. He's a very sober man. So you operate freely. And you share jobs, contracts freely. Mr. H&M has also continued to employ people through rallies. Come on, do you have to go to the rally for you to get employment? This is wrong. What about the Jehovah's Witness? Who is speaking for them? Who is giving them jobs if Mr. H&M will continue employing people on the rallies? By youth, by nurses. I know you're desperate looking for jobs, but look at it in a way that it would benefit everybody. Do we have to go to Mr. H&M's campaigns for us to know that, for us to get a job? Or should be done professionally? Mr. H&M, what he would have done is just to announce that for nurses and youths who are still struggling, waiting on the waiting list or who have been volunteering, will be given jobs. Don't say, write the names of those people. You already see that there are going to be a special database after Mr. H&M wins these elections. That special database is for those people who attended these rallies, not you ordinary Zambians, not you the watchtowers, not you relatives of the watchtowers. You should know that the watchtowers are relatives who vote. Okay? And if you don't give them jobs, what happens to those relatives who vote? Definitely have lost support. Okay? So, UPN has got their own database. I think we saw it when the police went for training, Kulilai Kuja. And this database has been increasing. Okay, and one thing you do not know, you might think that PF never employed people. It did. But the difference with the UPND is that the UPND stayed 1 year without replacing anybody in the system. And then people who died, who retired, they never replaced them within 1 year. They only came to employ massively at the end of the year or after 2 years, after 3 years. And then you think that they employed a lot of people. No. PF used to replace people who are sick, who died, who can no longer work, who retired. They used to replace them here and then. But for the UPN, they never used to replace them. They just kept the best growing and then they come and employ large numbers at once. So these were just tactics they used to actually make you Zambian think that they're doing a lot of work, they're employing a lot of people, when they did not. Okay? Yeah, so that's what happened. Okay, I've spoken a lot today. How are you doing? Let me know where you're watching me from. As we continue, this is very interesting. I'm also on YouTube. You can follow me, John Mo Kalama. I don't have so many followers yet. Once I have, we'll start going live there on YouTube also. Okay? Yeah. So make sure that you follow me on YouTube and TikTok. I'm also on Instagram. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay, so let me know where you're watching me from and we'll continue. What would you love to listen to? Yeah. A short break and we'll be coming back to finish up what you started, alright? Okay, that was our short break, and we are back to what we were doing. Yes, give me a few minutes and we'll be here. Yeah. Okay, so let's go start through what the paper said from this week only. That's from 24. Yeah. So I'll be going through what the paper said this week. I want you to get some titles. So we start with the mass newspaper. Okay. Yeah. Mass newspaper. Okay. So according to mass newspaper this week, they produced they had the following headings. So there was Mr. HH has continued promising. He says we have done so many solar projects around the country and expect no load shedding. The question is, are those power plants for the government or for the private sector? And what are they going to be used for? Remember that when load shedding started, it was part of nature and part of the poor leadership, because this is what Mr. Ichilema used to say in the opposition. He said, we are load shedding because of poor leadership. But you and I know that there used to be drought. So when he came to power, he realized that actually drought was real. And load shedding kicked in. But the problem is Mr. Ichilema's government started selling the power to our neighbors. And our neighbors came in to say thank you. For example, the Namibian people came to say thank you for giving us 24/7 power. While Zambians closed saloons, Zambians closed barbershops, Zambians closed welding businesses, and Zambians closed butcheries. Somebody was selling power to create the reserves he's posting about today. And what good has that done to Zambians? First of all, most Zambians are broke. Most of Zambians have lost jobs. I think now we have thousands who are in the streets there who have no job, because that load shedding was not something that was normal. So Mr. Ichilema is now boasting that he has constructed a lot of solar power plants and there will be no load shedding, but we know that this is just for elections, and after elections it will be the dark again. And then Mr. Ichilema has continued boasting that he has done massive development. I can ask the question like, which massive development? The dual carriage you can't count it because it's not yours. It's not your money. It's just your government idea. And this idea came from the PF. Just that it's more cheaper in your government, but still more the investor will benefit more. You can't collect toll fees in the busiest road in Zambia for 25 years. What are we going to get as Zambians? Nothing, I guess. Yeah. Those roads, by the time they are leaving them, they will be nearly destroyed. So Mr. Ichilema says the entire Zambia is the UPND bedroom, but the question is where? Because even in his stronghold, he's got independence. The votes are divided there, whether he likes it or not. He tried to bribe them and do all the kind of things, threaten them, but those independents are very strong, and you independents, including Mr. Garin Kombo, we stand by you, and Zambia stand by you. Stand your ground, and you're going to win, whether they like it or not. Something that you might not know, in 2006, okay, Mr. Ichilema told Mr. Sakwiba Skota by then that he was only popular because Mr. Sakwiba Skota used to be the MP or Member of Parliament for Livingston Central today. So in 2006, when they were going for elections, Mr. Sakwiba Skota was told by Mr. Ichilema that you are nothing without UPND. And you know what he did? Mr. Sakwiba Skota dumped the UPND and joined I think that was Mr. Sata's PF, and he won Livingston Central. So Mr. Ichilema is not the determinant of power. So you independent, don't even be scared. Continue campaigning hard. Tell the people the message. Tell them the difference, and remain non-violent. Do not commit any violence. Let the people see which group of people is actually violent. So far, we know that it's UPND, nobody else. And Zambians are going to distinguish. Okay? So continue staying strong. Zambia is not a bedroom for UPND. It will never be. It has never been. Even this stronghold is actually the weakest, because it has produced for the first time in the history of Zambia. Zambia's region has got independent candidates because Mr. Ichilema has failed his people miserably. Yes, miserably. Yeah. Okay, and then we look at the Daily Nation. Police hot Calabar's campaign. This was happening during the week when Calabar was actually campaigning, and then the police went there and blocked him. Okay, So this is not good. There's no way police should be used to stop people from campaigning. This is a campaign period. There's nobody should stop them. So this is against the constitution. And the issue this must pull up with socks. We know that there are a lot of UPND cadres, this is it. But they can still do some job to show at least their little credibility. Okay, so Mr. Ichilema promises again that he wants to produce 10,000 megawatts of power by 2030. We know he's not going to reach there because in this August is going to go. So I don't know what he's promising. And this is a lie. Even if he spent the last 4 years, how many megawatts has he developed? Less than 300 megawatts, those power plants, which are not even his. Most of the solar power plants are private. So he can't, this is unattainable to him, but try someone else, okay? Mr. Chilema is not somebody you can actually trust. If he says good morning, go outside and check if it's really morning, because Mr. Chilema says this today and tomorrow he says another thing, or he forgets. So Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba, this is the Real Times newspaper. Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba was reported to police. Now, for some of you who don't know, Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba is in the USA and is a former ambassador, banker, and a journalist. Okay, he's serving as NRPUP information person, okay, we'd say somebody equal to Minister of Information, okay, or you would say the media and information person, okay, senior in the PMA8 political party, okay. So this case, he was talking about Mr. Max Muwe. Max Muwe, it came out recently in the paper that he was doing some dealings with FRA and ZNS, and they wore the government up to 4.7 million US dollars, which is about 78 million kwacha today. That's one of the reasons why FRA had no money to actually purchase maize on time or announce the prices of maize on time. And they had to find a lie that it was monster content. But you and I know that announcing the floor price of maize does not depend on the monster content of maize, because you announce the floor price of maize to actually inform Zambians or the farmers to which price they should start selling the maize at, not really that you want to buy. Yes. Okay, and then we have Daily Nation again. This is the same week. Concord dismisses Chapter 1 Foundation petition over US elf deal. So remember, there used to be a US elf deal. US proposed elf deal to say if Zambia accepts, they will have some access to minerals and stuff like that. But the government has kept quiet and have kept this private when it's supposed to be a public information. Yeah, so it was dismissed. So Garin Combo asks, why me? Combo asks. So, for some of you don't know, the saga about Garin Combo. Garin Combo was first fired from being a minister of local government, and he was accused that he got drunk to the cabinet meeting by Mr. Ichilema. And then later on, he was fired from being an MP in UPND. That's when he decided to go independence. And one of the reasons why this happened is because he did not, according to Mr. Ichilema, he did not vote for Bill 7, which is illegal, by the way. You should know that the Constitution of Zambia said that Bill 7 was illegal because it was not done consultatively. It was not, the European did not have enough time to consult the Zambian people. So the Concord said this law was illegal, this bill was illegal. So Garin Combo is among those people who were accused not to have voted for it, so they were chased from the party by Mr. Ichilema. And so when Mr. Ichilema went to Mazabuka to do campaign this week, he insulted a lot. He said Mr. Nkombo is a drunkard, I'm going to deal with him. He said a lot of things about Mr. Nkombo, including insulting his mother. That insult, I cannot say it here on the media. I think it's not media friendly, but it's a very big insult which you wouldn't want to hear. And especially it's coming from the head of state, elder and SDHH. And then, you know what's peculiar? The following day, Mr. Ichilema went to ECZ and he was a guest of honor at the biggest ECZ SDA event, sorry. Mr. Ichilema, the following day, went to the biggest SDA event of the year to be a guest of honor. Is that Mr. Man has no shame, you know? How do you insult today, tomorrow you go to the church? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Does it make to any of you? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah. So now, so we have some chiefs who are saying, no, now we are digging it. The government has built us some modern palaces, but we know that the project to do with building chiefs' palaces started the MPF government. Most of chiefs were built these palaces, and it has continued up to today. And I think the European government has done well to continue this program. It really helped a lot of chiefs who are living in dilapidated places and palaces. But now that this has continued. It's a good thing. So someone has actually reminded Mr. Ichem that you've got thieves in your own party, and which is very true, because we had 10 ministers or MPs who have been investigated in UPND, and the ACC has not revealed their names. We have got good scandals at the airport. Nobody has been named. We've got Sutrite scandal at the airport, and nobody has been named. Yeah. So all these things. So Mr. Ichem should not pretend that the thieves are only in opposition. We have the thieves in the UPND, a lot of them actually, and most of them are just waiting for them to lose the election, and you see what will happen to them. So another writer says political rally jobs, a bribe. So Mr. Ichem might simply bribe in citizen if they go to his rally and then he gives them job. That's a bribe, and that should be denounced and condemned by everyone. The ECZ, I don't know what the ECZ is doing. They're supposed to do something about this. In elections, we cannot have vote buying or bribing to citizens so that they vote for you. You citizens of Zambia also are getting jobs at these rallies. Make sure you get those jobs and never to vote for Mr. Ichem, because you don't know what comes tomorrow. You may be employed, yes, but remember that when the new government comes in and they do audit, they find that you're not employed properly. Maybe you didn't even have enough qualifications. You're going to still lose the job. So make sure that you do things correctly and do things which should benefit the rest of Zambians, not just employ those who attend your rallies, because most of them are your cadres. So definitely you're saying you're giving jobs publicly to your cadres, which is not a good thing for majority Zambian. Okay. So Mr. Ichem has continued to go harder on Mr. Gani Kombo. He promises to deal with him. So you know that if you Zambians make Ichem a win election, he's going after Nkombo. Obviously, might even enjoy him. He's going to find a funny case and all these things. We know how it ends. So this hatred against Mr. Nkombo coming from Mr. Ichem, I don't know. You people of Southern Province, if you vote for Mr. Ichem, he's going to deal with your person. And I don't know what will happen to him. So a man who insulted his mother and is promising to deal with him, how? Anyway, you know what to do. Yeah. So Mr. Kaluba owns that don't vote for UPND to only bring more suffering, and I agree. You have suffered for the last 4 years. Things have gone up instead of going down. The fertilizer is not at 250 or 500, he promised. Minimum is not at 50 quarter, he promised. Dollar was not changed by 14 hours. I mean, what has really changed exactly? Numbers and graphs, have you eaten? How are the numbers testing? How are the graphs testing? All those are lies, don't fall for them. Make sure that when August comes, vote for somebody who is sober. Vote for somebody who is not disrespectful. Vote for somebody who is not insult. Vote for somebody who is not violent. I think you can see out of these campaigns which group of people are violent, which one do exactly what they are preaching or what they are saying they are accusing a friend of doing, which is the UPND in this case. So Zambians, wake up and make sure you do that. Yeah. So another writer says, Change. This is a mass newspaper, okay, which was produced on the 24th of July. Okay. Yeah. So Sutrite was not stolen. That's the National Persecution Authority. And you know this is under the government, so obviously you know that these are stories. So where is Sutrite now if it wasn't stolen? And this was in the Daily Nation on the 25th of July. Okay. Yeah, so they are saying, the Europeans are saying the Sutrite was stolen. So where is it exactly? Because they should tell us where it is. Okay. That tracks or those tracks went missing, and up to now we don't know who got it. But they're saying it was not stolen. Okay, who got it then? Yeah. So HH continues to promise more. This is Times of Zambia. It says South Dual Carriageway is going to come soon. So HH promised to build another dual carriageway, like they have started the one from Lusaka to Copperbelt. Now it says it's going to put one from Lusaka to Southern Province. I don't know if it's going to be possible. It took him 4 years to even initiate, not building, initiate a project. He hasn't even finished one. He started for 4 years. You know, some promises. You can say, you can laugh. Mr. Ichem goes on to say, Mr. Nkombo betrayed us. That's the reason why I don't like him, and I'm going for him. This is Times of Zambia. Okay. So now FRA announcements price, you heard that is 6.7 per kg. That's how much price they'll be buying at. But you should know that Barman is promising to buy your maize at 10 kwacha per kg, which will give you 500 straightforward if you sell 50 kg back to government. And this very much possible. Government has enough money, they get a lot of tax from you people. So HH continue to say that the opposition are plunderers and you shouldn't vote for them. This is from Times of Zambia. Okay, so FLI continues to say, no, maize is not dry. When it dries, we're going to buy. And last week they said maize was not dry and the most of it was too much. This week they are buying. How is that possible? You see that all these scenarios or maneuvers are for political purposes. You can't say that the most content is 18 today. 1 week later, it has reduced to 13. Correct, Mr. Lawrence. You are very right. 13 days to go. Mr. Ishino must pack and go. In fact, he should start packing. It's even better never move to State House, so it won't be a big deal for him. He should just stay so that people who are serious like Mr. Munduwi and who follow the laws and is a lawyer, they are going to stay in the State House he was running away from. Okay, because Mr. Ichilema, State House did not accept him. It's the reason why it's failed in many ways. So he feared to stay in that house. But I mean, if it's your time, it's your time. You can't run away. That's the truth. Yeah. Okay, so. Yeah, so Munduwi preacher's piece, this is from Sunday Nation. Yeah, this is also a government newspaper. Munduwi preacher's peace wherever he goes. And I'm sure all of you Zambians, you have noticed that Munduwi is preaching peace. He's very sober. He's not insulting. He's respecting HH. He's calling him my dear brother or Mr. President. It is not like, you remember what Mr. HH used to treat Mr. Lungu. He never, first of all, Mr. HH did not recognize Lungu as the president. That's not the first problem. Number two, he never respected the room, but Mr. Munduwi is very much sober and he has shown maturity even when he's insulted left, right, and center. Okay? Minister Ichilema continues to call Munduwi and Makebi Zulu as thieves. Why has he not arrested them? Because you and I know that if these two committed any crime during PF time, they would have been arrested today. But he has not arrested them because they have nothing. They did not steal. They are clean. That's the reason why they are still out today. Because the way Mr. Ichilema has persecuted, even those who just never looked him properly, they have gone to jail. He couldn't have spared these two. Also, pinning Mr. BM8 and Makebi Zulu to PF, saying their thieves and ABC they failed to do. You cannot blame them for that. We have never tried these two individuals as presidents. They served as a provincial ministers, and provincial ministers are very far from the capital city. They have no power. They control nothing. They control no resources. They are only carrying instructions from their leader, who is the State House. So the reason why we want to bring, and we are bringing in BM8, is to try them to see what they are saying, if it's true. If they fail to work, they won't stay for one term like Mr. Ichilema also. Yeah. So that's it. It's time for BM8 and Makebi Zulu to actually lure us. Mr. HH has no credibility. Okay, yeah. So Mr. Silumbe is an opposition leader also. He targets 1.5 million jobs, and Mr. Ichilema promises to create 1 million jobs when it comes to power, but it's laughable. He never managed to employ 100,000 people. How is he going to employ 1 million people? All these are lies, just campaign messages, which should citizens of Zambia who wants change, who are hungry today, cannot actually take or bank on, because it's useless and it can never happen. Yeah. Yeah. So Mr. Ichilema has been imbalanced in most of the times. Each time he passes through a town or place, most of the citizens are actually just refusing to come out to join him. They're just watching from afar. But if you look at Mr. Munduwi, oh my God, you can actually see that the wind of change is just at the corner. You know, people are vibing to Mr. Munduwi. It doesn't matter what you do. Mr. Ichilema thought that by denying Mr. Munduwi flying license, you should know that Mr. Munduwi was denied to actually use planes in Zambia because Mr. H thought that Mr. BM8 would cover a lot of ground in Zambia. So he says he should be driving. So this has turned into be a blessing. Mr. Ichilema created a timetable for Munduwi to campaign to punish him, but this also has created a blessing for them. Remember, they are campaigning effectively, and their rallies are packed, and their rallies are organic. They don't need Ricaria. They just come in. This feels like the day Chiluba took the power. people did not wear regard. It's only the people used to wear regard, and I think it's history in pit. This will be the biggest when Ndubira wins. It will be the biggest elections and biggest victory ever recorded in the Zambian elections. The man is just so, but the man is just too nice not to be our president. Okay, so some activists have dared Mr. Ichilema to condemn violence committed by his cadres, and Mr. Ichilema was saying nothing. Mr. Ichilema was saying nothing about the people who have died at the hand of his cadre. He will just keep quiet and continue talking about all this banda who died 100 years ago. And he will fail to talk about the 5 people UPN has killed so far. Yeah, that's a hypocrisy from Mr. Ichilema. Yeah, so MVP, be impartial, Katele challenges the police. So Katere Kalumba is one of the vice presidents, for some of you don't know, and he challenges the police to be impartial. You say, be polite, be good to the opposition also, and I mean, don't just follow orders. Think about these orders and the consequences. One of the biggest stories which happened this week is that Mr. Mwala, Police Commissioner of Copper Belt, he was arrested and thrown in jail. And one of the reasons why he was arrested is that he's in connection, okay? He's connected to a scandal which happened. A copper, 6 trucks of copper worth at $450,000 US was diverted. It was going to South Africa from GRC. Okay? So when this copper price was diverted, police of Zambia recovered it and it was parked at the police station. Now Mr. Mwanezwan was in charge of this operation and some people he knows. But they decided to divert that copper. I don't know where they took it, and so it was lost. And because of that, the person who was one of that copper, he is very much connected to Mr. President, and he's a former president of a certain country, okay? So he called Mr. Ichilema and said, hey, Muntuanga, they have stolen some of our goods there, so make sure you do this. That's the reason why now you have seen that the State House has pounced on the police, because Mr. Mwala was a big man, you know? He was a bulldozer type of people, and he used the orthodox manner to handle anything. Remember that that man used to work for UN. You know, he was at UN, and then he was removed from there because the UN is a peaceful place. They didn't want people like him, and then he was taken to police from there. He's one of those people who actually went and grind down the doors of Mr. ECO by then, and he's one of those people who actually is the one who slapped Mr. Tayari at one point, if you remember, when they had a confrontation with the police when Tayari was still in Zambia and he was not supporting the UPND. If you remember those events, it's the same police commissioner, Mr. Yui Mwala. Today is in custody because they have stolen something that is very connected to his boss, his boss's business. He has stolen something from there among the people. So that's the reason why he was arrested. Yeah, okay. So, Mr. Musoni says police are actually making Mr. Ichilema unpopular, which I agree. Remember that in PF, police used to block Mr. Ichilema and other opposition leaders, and this made him popular. Okay? Now he's doing the same, and these police are making him unpopular because they will dump him either way. All right? Yeah. Okay. So civil servants who are being recruited to actual league election, you should know that you'll be arrested and you lose those jobs. Do not accept orders to league elections or be in active politics from the politicians who will be going very soon. Otherwise, you lose your job and you will have no relevance in society. Okay? Yeah. So the last point I want to make this case from the news, the diggers, we will take you back to the living the way you did under President Lungu. This is what Makebi said. Makebi said, we will take you back to the type of the economy you had under President Lungu before we start doing something new. Okay? This now was misinterpreted by many people, including the news diggers who are now the mouthpiece of Mr. Ichilema. So the news diggers went on to say that he said they will take you back to Pangas. This is what Mr. Ichilema is also saying. No, Makebi said they will take you back to Pangas, which is not true. He said it will take you to the type of economy which was there when Lungu was the president. You know that the economy which was in Lungu's government was an economy which was pro-poor and it was affordable to many poor Zambians. Milling was cheaper, cooking was cheaper, eggs were cheaper. Eggs used to be at 1 kwacha maximum. I think it's 1 kwacha 1 kwacha 15. Where today eggs are 3 kwacha each, like double the price. So these are things they are talking about. So don't listen to the propaganda from Mr. Ichilema and the news stickers who are his mouthpiece. Okay? Yeah. So that's what I had for you guys. Thank you very much. I want you to listen to some few things about Mr. Ichilema on the recording on the background, and then we'll be closing for tonight. Thank you for joining JMK. Peace and love you all. We look for better days in Zambia, and also see you next Friday. Yes. So that is Mr. Ichilema saying that people used to be beaten because they are from Tundumwezi.
Zambia. So many things. Although we've done, there are many more things to be done. We've just started working now. We've just started. There's a lot more work to be done. We just said he needs more schools, more classrooms, more desks, more teachers. Work to be done. Munganduria, he needs more boroughs in Chamasa. Kabusoyu, he needs more. By Zambia, by youth, mama farmers, Malabuka.
Okay, good night, guys. Thank you very much for following. See you next Friday.